Okay, welcome everybody to heart-based meditation training. This is the video that you are to watch and listen to before you actually learn the meditation from me. So this is going to provide you all the behind the scenes information and details about what you'll be learning. And then you're going to want to email me or call me so that I can get your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth date. And then, of course, we'll schedule in a time for you to learn meditation, either over the phone or Skype, or you can learn in person. So it's very much an honor for me to be able to teach this to you. I am one of those people who've been lucky enough to do a lot of different spiritual things over the last 15, 20 years of my life. And there's nothing that has been more impactful than this meditation and doing this meditation on a regular basis. So that is one of the reasons why this is such an honor for me to offer this to you. I really, really want you to be able to enjoy the benefits, which we'll get into as part of this presentation. So before we begin, I'm going to plug in my my clicker here. Let's see. Good. All right. So the first thing we want to just talk about is what is meditation, and this is not such an easy question. In my belief or my understanding, when I hear people talking about meditation, there's a lot of confusion. It's like there's a lot of different things that fit under this meditation definition. And so I want to sort of refine that for you today and connect it to how it connects with the meditation you're going to be learning. Okay? So what is meditation? Well, to understand what meditation is and why we might consider a meditation practice, we want to get a better understanding of what we are as a human being. Okay? And by understanding what we are as a human being, we then can understand why meditation becomes something we want to consider and add to our busy schedules. Okay? So what I want you to understand is that you are a multi-layered human being. And this is probably, this first few slides is really the key to this whole presentation, is you truly absorbing and understanding what you are sitting there right now as you listen to this presentation, okay? And what you are is more than you know, okay? And it starts with understanding that you are obviously a physical body. Okay, this is the part of you that you can touch. It's your physical self. It's the self that needs to be fed to stay alive. It's the self that we take to the doctor's office if we're injured. Okay, obviously this is the most obvious part of who you are, but surprisingly for some of you, I know for many of you this is review, but for some of you this is brand new information. You are much more than a physical body. In fact, the physical part of you is probably the smallest percentage of what you are. Okay, and understanding that and understanding these other parts I'm about to share with you is going to give you a bigger perspective of what's really going on and why we would want to meditate. And of course, we're going to talk about what meditation is based on this. Okay, so what else are you? Well, you have another body that's a little harder to detect, and it's your energy body. This is where prana flows, or you might have heard of chi. This is the energy body that is being worked with a lot in yoga and tai chi classes. And it's a flow of energy. It's your energetic state that is actually flowing through you at all times. So you could even, just to have a basic understanding of this body, you could right now close your eyes, take a breath, and sort of connect with how you're feeling and how much energy you have. And give yourself a rating between 1 and 5. 1 would be greatly, greatly, greatly fatigued, almost falling asleep, and 5 would be just full of energy and zest, ready to take on the day. And just give yourself a little rating between 1 and 5. And this is your energy body. Now, there's actually much more to this. You actually have energy lines flowing through your body that, and depending on how flowy they are or how blocked parts of them are, can increase or decrease your energy levels. There's obviously much more to this body, but that's a basic understanding. Okay, and there's more. You're also a mental emotional body, and this is no surprise, but we can connect or think back to a time that we have been happy or sad, heartbroken. Even when you start thinking about butterflies in the stomach and stress and anxiety, and you start seeing how you actually connect on a very regular basis with this part of your body. So even though most of you can't see it, now many people can. Many people can close their eyes or meditate a bit and check in and actually connect with these deeper levels of people in a visual way. Okay, but most people aren't quite at that place yet. But it is just as much a part of you as your physical body. Okay. So this would also be the level that is your thoughts, your normal, everyday, mundane thoughts. Like, what are you going to have for dinner, and taking a look at the to-do list and tasks for the day. That would be this level as well. So you're a physical body, you have an energy body, and you have this mental, emotional body, and yet there's more. You also have what is called in esoteric world like a causal body, okay? And this would be your higher level thinking would be in this area of you, this layer of you. So this would be more of that intuitive self, the part of you that just knows, the part of you that just discriminates, more almost like a sensing, like I am attracted to something or not. It's not that we're thinking about it. Remember, that's the mental, emotional level, the mundane thoughts. But the level of causes would be your intuitive thinking and more of that sensing of I want to do something or I don't. Not so much thinking about it yet. It's just an attraction one way or another. It's also the beginning of the ego, and the actual beginning of you as an individual is created here. And you'll understand that a little more as we go into this next part of you, and these next two final parts of you. Okay, so before I go on, the understanding is that you are a multi-layered human being. You are not just a physical body walking around. You're not just a bag of skin with organs sloshing around, okay? That is just this end result of a much deeper process. And this deeper process includes an energetic body, a mental emotional body, a causal body, okay? And also a spiritual bliss body. So this is going to be what you're tapping into and feeling and sensing anytime you're actually feeling blissful. For those of us that do pray or do connect with spirit guides and angels, this is also the layer that these spiritual beings and angel guides are said to be playing on. Okay. I like to think of this layer as the blissful party, and like these angels are partying and dancing around and playing as creation creates, as the divine God or the super consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is creating this big system that involves you. And last but not least, in fact, certainly not least, the greatest part of you, and actually what you really are, can be called pure consciousness. Okay? This is the divine God energy in you. This is what you really are. This place is full of love, bliss, peace of mind. It's all knowing. It's generous. It's it's helpful. It's giving. This is your essence. These layers that we've been talking about sort of birth out of this pure consciousness. And if you're interested in talking in more detail about why this pure consciousness, this essence, this real truth of what you are, would ever want to create this other thing, this other system that includes a physical body, then make sure you ask me when we learn meditation. In fact, a little side note here, this would be a good time to maybe pause and get some paper out. And if there's any questions, comments, or shares that you have, write them down so that when we learn meditation, you'll have time to ask me those questions. Okay. But this pure consciousness is really what you are, and and these layers are built around you. Okay. So this might be review information for you. This might be brand new, sort of mind-blowing information for you that you might just be connecting with fully, or you might be sort of questioning it, and understand that that's all okay. If there's anything I hope you take from this first few slides, it's just that you are more than just physical. And I think that most people that I've worked with, whether they're on a spiritual path or not, have a great understanding that they're more than just physical. They may not understand it fully, but they have a belief. They get it somehow within them. And the point of all of this and how it connects with why we want to meditate and what meditation is that if we truly want to be happy and healthy, and when I say healthy, I mean spiritually, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically, then we have to deal with and tend to all of these layers, not just the physical body. And what meditation does for you, specifically heart-based meditation, in a very efficient way, is it begins to deal with and support you in letting go of stress and false beliefs and other gunky stuff that you don't need, that's sitting on these deeper levels of who you are, this energy body, this mental emotional body, and this causal body. Okay? Understand, as I kind of mentioned, that this pure consciousness that you really are is actually what's living and experiencing the world through your five senses. Again, remember, it's what you really are. It's the magic behind your eyes. It's also the power source for this. It's the creator of this whole system. That, again, if you want to talk about more about, you'll just ask me later. Okay, that is what you really are. And when we meditate, I'm actually going to teach you how to very effortlessly and gracefully flow your awareness down into pure consciousness, into your truth. And what that's going to do is two things. Number one, it's going to purify the stress that's on those other layers, the energy body, the physical body, the causal body, okay? By diving into this pure consciousness that is kind of like this perfect, beautiful place, it's going to actually purify those other layers and the gunk that you're carrying on those layers, and then allow a more powerful, loving energy to take the place of where that stress used to be. Okay? So take a moment, soak all that in, and make sure you write any questions down. I'm purposely kind of going through this quickly because I want this video to kind of be, I want it to be easy for people to watch and get through, and just, be ready to ask questions or share any thoughts when we talk, okay? So when you really look at a lot of the great beings who have lived on this earth, whether we're talking about Gandhi, Buddha, Jesus, Einstein, Mother Teresa, St. Francis, all of them, and you really start to look at what they were saying, they were all basically saying the same thing. And they were all basically, by the way, saying, if I can go back to it here, if I could find it, they're basically telling you in their own way this truth that I've been talking about, that you're a multi-layered being. For instance, Einstein said many different quotes. You can find more online, but one of them is, humanity is going to require a substantially new way of thinking if it's going to survive. It's a greater understanding that there's much more going on here than just this physical world. Jesus, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Okay, he was talking about the fact that you are more than just a physical body, and this great heaven, this pure consciousness, the God inside of you, is what you really are. Krishna from the Hindu religion was quoted as saying, these bodies, meaning the physical part of us, are known to have an end. However, the dweller in the body, meaning that pure consciousness we talked about, is eternal, imperishable, and infinite. And again, you could jump online and start looking at what Buddha was saying, what Mother Teresa was saying, what all these other great beings, Yogananda, all of them. And they were all basically saying the same thing. And if you study their teachings, they were all giving you great teachings, or giving us great teachings to help develop ourselves so we actually realize and are more in touch with that pure consciousness self that we are. So as part of this video, we're going to have a couple quick meditations. Now, this is not the meditation I'm going to be teaching. What I'm teaching is much deeper. In fact, I would say this really isn't even a meditation. This is a relaxing visualization, okay? So go ahead and just take a look and gaze at this painting called The Unraveling. Take a deep breath, almost as if you're breathing in the visual into your body. You may feel something or not. And then close your eyes. And I'm going to read to you the poem. And this will be a little visual, little healing for you. And this will be a nice review of what we talked about so far. The Unraveling. From the moment you enter, you are moving towards return. And every step you take is another lesson learned. Until the day you've opened up with nothing left to hide, you've unraveled all there is, your soul let free to fly. It's at that point that you'll look back and see the deep connection, that the divine is flowing through you to see its own perfection. Knowing it is you and you are it, you'll sit and smile for a second, bathing in the glorious fact that your heart is made of heaven. And with your arms held open wide and all your human work done, you'll blend into the divine energy and become one with the one. So you can find this poem and painting and more on my website. Each one is a little healing in itself. But the main point here is not only just to take a little learning break here, but to really review the fact that you are something much greater than we know. We all, including myself, we are all something much greater than we know. And life is about tapping into that, not only for our own health and happiness, but so we can make a great impact on those around us. Okay, so good. So we talked a little bit about meditation. So meditation is what? We understand that meditation is diving down into the truth of what you really are, pure consciousness, in order to purify and to bring in that light of pure consciousness, which will then, of course, increase your vibration, your power, and we'll talk more about benefits in a moment. So why do we meditate? Well, the answer is kind of obvious, but some other benefits that happen when we begin to infuse more of that pure consciousness into our being, when we begin to let go some of the stress we were carrying, well, we can evolve efficiently to a greater state of health and happiness, like I just mentioned. Which, again, a key point is understanding that it's not just about your own health and happiness, which is going to happen. We're going to talk about those benefits now. We become a powerful, powerful individual, and we can have great, great impact on the lives of our loved ones, our friends, our family, and the whole world. And that's an important understanding as well. That taking time to meditate every day is not just about yourself. It's actually the most unselfish thing you can be doing. It allows you to be the best mother, the best father, the best brother, the best sister, the best lawyer, the best teacher, whatever it is that you're doing, and much more. Here are some basic benefits. There's a longer list, and it's different for each person. We all sort of enjoy these benefits at a different pace depending on who we are. But greater mental clarity, improved relationships, feeling more happy, feeling more at peace, feeling more trustful and fearless, being more generous and compassionate, being more efficient and getting more done, even though we're taking time each day to meditate. Our physical body becomes stronger. Our habits become more healthy. I was just talking to somebody I taught meditation to the other day, and she's just naturally stopped drinking coffee and relying on coffee for her energy. Again, she didn't choose it. She just isn't interested anymore because she's raised her vibration to a more energetic state. So again, there's a lot more, including superpowers. You know, our intuition increases, our being in the right place at the right time increases, our ability to just have information that we need come through us for ourselves or when we're talking with somebody else. So superpowers can increase. And really, like I said, the essence, the most beautiful thing happening here as we increase our vibration, as we connect with the truth of what we really are and bring that into our life and integrate it into who we are, we increase our capacity to love and become the most loving being. And not only for others, but for ourselves, loving the world, loving everything. And like I said, meditating is pretty much the most generous thing you can do because you're going to go out and make impact in the world. Very special. Our next little healing for the day will review a little bit of my story and the benefits that I've received from meditating. But really, it's anyone you talk to who's been meditating with heart-based meditation style on a regular basis will share this type of message with you. And this is also another little visual healing for you. So take a moment to look at the painting. It's called The Whirlwind Within. And take a nice deep breath in, as if you're breathing in the painting. And let it go when you're ready. And then close your eyes, and I'll read the poem. The Whirlwind Within. This is a declaration that I'm in a brand new state, and feeling love and happiness are now part of my fate. My past has been quite limited from fear swirling deep within, but I took the road to face my fears, and I'm now powered by where I've been. The journey wasn't easy. At times I tried to hide, but something stirring deep within showed me the truth of what's inside. And now I can say with confidence, I'm thankful for past fears, because it was those limiting beliefs that drove me to be right here. A place where I know happiness comes from deep within, and the only way I measure that is the size of my daily grin. So a little look into what can happen when we begin to let go some of the stress we're carrying and bring in the light of the truth that we really are, that pure consciousness. So a few last things. We're going to talk about this more in person, but we meditate. This particular style would be, I'm going to give you a simple sound called a mantra that you're going to use inwardly, not outwardly, to travel down to the essence of who you are. Again, I want to keep this video short, but when you study quantum physics or you study yoga and you really begin to look more closely at what I've been telling you in regards to you're a multi-layered human being, you'll actually begin to understand that all those layers that I showed you are actually frequencies. They're sound vibrations. Each one has each layer having a different set of frequencies. You basically are a song. Your body is a song being played by the great God divine. And we can use a sound to travel through all those frequencies and through all those songs to the essence of the ultimate song, that pure consciousness. And by doing that, it's a very effortless sort of letting go that can happen. And again, we can talk more about the details of that. But when we meet, I will be taking you through everything when we talk. I'll be taking you through all the steps. There's nothing more you need to know. And we'll cover all questions when we talk in person. I'm going to be sending you a second video after you learn meditation that's going to go way more into detail about some of the struggles that can happen to people when they meditate. But I do want to address one now, and that is that thoughts are an important part of meditation. They are going to happen. And one of the biggest mistakes or confusions that I hear in the meditation conversations that I'm in is that I can't meditate because I can't stop my mind from thinking. And that is not what we want to be doing. We do not want to be forcing, pushing, or stopping anything from happening, because you can just hear in those words, stop, force, push, that's going to actually be creating more stress. Okay? So the way I'm going to teach you to meditate is to effortlessly dive in beyond all the thoughts. But when we notice thoughts happening, okay, great, now let's dive back in. Thoughts are going to happen. They're actually an important part of the meditation because they are stress relieving the body. And more on that later. A few other things to talk about is we don't generally want to meditate after eating. If you've had a little snack, that's fine. But we don't want to eat, 30 or 45 minutes after eating a big meal. We want to wait at least an hour or so after. When we meditate, we're actually shutting down a bit. We're relaxing the body. We're slowing down the metabolism. We're letting go. We're resting. And we don't want to be resting and letting go and slowing down our metabolism when our metabolism is trying to break down the food that we're eating. Okay, so we want to give our body a chance to do that, and then we can meditate. You want to get a timer. Okay, so the most common form of timers being used now there's free apps you can get on your phone that allow you to time, and you can also turn the sound off on your phone, and the timer will still give you a nice bell or ring to let you know your 20 minutes is up. Another way is to just meditate near a clock, and when you think 20 minutes is up, you can peek and look. And then if it's not up, you kind of just close your eyes and continue. And over time, your body will sort of get trained to what 20 minutes is. But again, it's much better to just get a phone these days, and or an app that has that, or another type of timer that has a very soft ring to it. We don't want to use a normal alarm clock that's going to start beeping in a very stressful or intense way. We want to use a nice little bell timer that's going to bring you up out of meditation softly. If you happen to fall asleep during meditation, that is fine. You let yourself fall asleep. Many people in this modern times are very fatigued, and so that is a common experience. Meditation in this style will actually help you catch up on your sleep and your fatigue, and over time you won't be falling asleep anymore. It's very key in the beginning that when you start meditating, that you have a quiet place to meditate where you won't be bothered for your 20 minutes. Down the road, that won't be necessary. You're going to be able to meditate anywhere. But for now, find a kind of a place in your home where you won't be bothered. And if that's a concern for you, if you have a family, talk about it. I know a lot of creative ways to create that. On my website, if you go to davidlesinski.com and find the search bar and look up alternate nostril breathing, you'll find a video that will teach that to you. And I think I talk about this in the next video as well. But alternate nostril breathing is something you're going to want to learn. It's very simple and powerful, and it's a great technique to use for a couple minutes before you meditate. It helps settle the nervous system and release a little bit of stress so you can dive in deeper quicker. And so maybe you want to write that down and ask me more about that later. And that's it. So that is the key understandings. Obviously, the biggest thing that we talked about today is this understanding that you're more than just physical, and that if you really want to be happy and healthy and make great loving impact on the world, that you have to be dealing with and tending to and finding balance on all of those layers of your body, not just your physical body. And that's what meditation does. This particular meditation especially. So I'm going to finish with this final visualization. And then you're going to want to contact me and make sure you give me your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth date. And we'll schedule you in for an in-person or long-distance session to learn meditation. So once again, take a look at the painting called A New Earth. And take a nice big breath as if you're breathing it in. And close your eyes. A new earth. It's a brand new earth we're in the process of creating. And the key to this upgrade is the vibe you're vibrating. So in the midst of reaching out to connect and co-create, take time to respect how much you've done to increase the light you illuminate. Because it's the times you never gave up and the times you wiped your tears that you were actually wiping away the pain that Mother Earth has felt for years. So give yourself a moment, place your hands upon your heart, smile and gaze into this painting, then tip your chin up to the stars. Now repeat these words again and again as your eyes fall softly closed. I've done so much to help the world, more than I'll ever know. There's no more need to fight or push. No need to force or pull. Just spend each day in love and light. Make sure your own cup is full. And by filling up with love and light, you'll keep making lasting change. And the earth will remember the work you've done to help her turn the page. You can keep your eyes closed for a moment and place one or both hands on your heart center at the center of your chest. And before ending this video, I just want to say to you that I'm grateful for the opportunity to teach you meditation, to share my paintings and poems, because not only is it fulfilling for me and enjoyable for me, but I believe that we're here at this time in the history of the world to take it to a whole new place, to come out of the dark ages, so to speak, and go into what's being called the golden age. And by taking time in your own life to face your own fears, to deal with your own belief systems and stresses that are just getting in the way, and by learning to meditate and being willing to try something new, you are helping not just yourself, but the whole world go to the special new golden place. So thank you for taking the time to listen. I look forward to talking to you more, and have a great rest of your day.